Hey everybody, Andre Meunier here, beer writer for the Oregonian Oregon Live, coming to you with my video interview series with brewers and folks around the Oregon and Portland brewery scene as they try and deal with the fallout of COVID-19. We're here today with Jarek and Sara Szymanski. Did I say that right, guys?
You got it.
All right, good to see you guys.
Really good to see you too.
So Jarek and Sara, I'm doing okay, thank you. Jarek and Sara and partner David Fuller in January of last year started Threshold Brewing and Blending in the Montevilla neighborhood of Portland, Oregon, southeast Portland, Oregon. And it was a dream come true, wasn't it, for you guys?
It sure was, Andre. It was a dream come true. Jarek and David had been home brewing for almost a decade and no industry experience whatsoever other than that, or connections, which we found out after opening would have come in handy, but so be it. It's definitely is a dream, doing what we love.
Yeah, several years of planning and construction, finally opening the doors. That felt really good.
And tell us how that first year went.
It was definitely a learning curve, in a good way. Definitely kind of getting up to speed with different events and brewing schedule and, just managing the business and tap rooms.
We had, when COVID hit, we had just celebrated our first anniversary and we're looking forward to knowing what to expect this year around, right? And that's kind of all out the window, including festivals, different beer events through the summer at least. So it's a different year than we thought, obviously.
So all the groundwork was, prepared during the first year, and then now we were hoping to accelerate in the second year. Knowing how to deal logistically with certain things, events, and things like that.
Sure. Now you guys are a very small operation. It's essentially the owners, and I think you had one other employee at one point, so you didn't have to deal with a lot of the cutbacks and layoffs and staff reductions that some of the bigger breweries had. But at the same time, it's just you guys, and so that puts a lot of burden on you when coronavirus hit. Can you talk about that and how hard it's been for you two couples?
We've always been a lean operation since the beginning. We were a startup, doing everything ourselves, and so in that sense nothing changed. We've been working hard before. We had to work hard after COVID hit, but pivot and readapt. But yeah, the first couple of weeks were pretty stressful, pretty
chaotic. During the city and state shutdown, rules and regulations had been changing pretty much every single day. And for the first couple of weeks, I don't think that any of the industry folks really knew if we will be able to actually, be open and even do carry out our deliveries. So, definitely first few weeks stressful, and we're a small operation. There are folks in the industry that are much bigger operations. Hiring, having 50 to 100 people on staff, and everybody deals with this situation. Everybody's affected in a different way.
Coming into this, it was interesting. We're new enough that we haven't yet gotten into, for instance, canning 16-ounce cans or doing 4-packs or being distributed that way. We just were doing keg sales. And with draft out the window, all we had to fall back on was our to-go crowler 32-ounce cans. And we had sold those all along, but not at such a level. And it just so happened that we'd gotten to almost the end of our supply of empty cans, right when COVID hit, and all of a sudden, no one has any. Everyone's wanting them. And the first week of COVID, so like third week of March, we literally
I spent about 1 week driving around asking people for some crowlers.
And calling everyone we know, calling friends of friends, trying to hunt down 50 crowlers here, 100 crowlers there. driving to the coast and back. Folks,
So big shout out to, several, brewers and brewers that helped us out during the time.
Yeah.
Just Beach Break,
the guys at Barlow Brewing, Vancouver.
Like I traveled around, so
Proper
Proper
Pint
Pines.
amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, one thing I noticed when this all went down was that you were one of the first breweries out there getting your beer to go and doing deliveries, and it just really looked like you guys immediately were out hustling as hard as you can. That must have been a difficult transition and sort of a quick brainwave to be like, all right, this is what we
were
got to
terrified. We just had to we had to do whatever we could.
Yeah, it was. It was difficult. It was stressful. But I think that the good thing in this bad situation is that we have a lean team, and it was easy to make this shift and change our services.
Yeah.
And thankfully we have good third party online tools when you can just quickly put together online store. Not without problems over there, but definitely taking advantage of tools available over there. And like currently we're open 7 days a week. We deliver between noon and 5 p.m. If you order by 11 a.m. you get your beer delivered the same day.
And people can order. People can go to your website and find the order there.
Yes, that is correct.
And one thing that was unique about your about Threshold's tap room, not necessarily unique, but one thing you focused on was community. And I know, Sara, I remember seeing on Instagram that you'd have family yoga sessions there. You guys were always being family friendly was really important. Having that shut down has had to be emotionally difficult.
Yeah, the first few days were very difficult. Coming to the brewery in the tap room, having all the benches sitting on the tables, and it just place being so quiet. It was definitely mentally tolling for a couple weeks.
We definitely canceled quite a few events that we had booked through April. Different classes, whether it was yoga or welcoming in outside artists to teach their craft. One thing we tried to do was think of ways we could virtually present those events. And I didn't go as far as yoga, but I am currently working with FH Steinbart on a kind of collectively produced cheesemaking class.
Oh, nice.
Which is something that we've done at the brewery before. I have some home cheesemaking background, so I'm going to work with them. Actually, I have a call with them today to figure out a date, but it'll be good.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you were telling me earlier that you're also doing some community-focused events as well, or
yes,
one effort in particular.
When this year started, we put together a calendar of events for each month, and many of those events, unfortunately, were canceled, or we couldn't go through, planning because of the COVID-19. But what we've been trying to do, in addition, what Sara just mentioned, is to support local businesses as much as we can. And Sara started Montevilla Marketplace, where we feature several local businesses and their products. We have a couple of coffee roasters, we have some wine bottles from the wine shop next to us, and a couple other places. So, per our abilities, we try to, help others as well.
Well, you mentioned, community, and our focus on that here at Threshold. And I think this isn't unique for just us. A lot of Portland's breweries, neighborhoods kind of survive on that neighborhood dynamic because there are these little pockets all over town, different small business associations for each of those neighborhoods. And that's the same for us. And, we're right on Southeast Stark. We're right by Partisan Cafe, the Academy Theater. It's all of that. Montevilla Brewworks around the corner. And we wouldn't, succeed without all of those other businesses succeeding and drawing in their customers, which eventually, become our customers too. And so I think that's one of the things that, after this is all over, we need, not only do we want, but we need everyone around us to succeed and, and be open after this. So we really believe that, we are in it together.
In addition to it, we've been trying to help other folks from different breweries. We've had a couple breweries that reached out to us asking about, those 32-ounce cans. And lucky for us, I received a shipment about 3 weeks ago, and I was able to share those to, folks in need. So, in addition to just kind of going through this difficult time together, we've been building a bit of the camaraderie with other folks in the industry.
Yeah,
that was really cool to that was cool to feel so desperate at the first couple of weeks of all of this, have so much support and help from people in the industry, tap rooms, people who had some growlers, people who were looking out for us by calling other people to see if they had growlers, and then to be able to pay it forward now, when other people are looking for shipments or waiting for shipments. So that was a cool thing. And just feeling closer knit with the beer industry, I think. And you've been following the Portland beer industry for quite a few years, I think, Andre.
Yeah, I have.
More than a few. So, it's huge now. It's impossible to keep up with new breweries opening. We're just a new brewery. And I think, some of the close-knit nature of that industry maybe has been a little bit, diluted, dissolved, spread out. And so a really positive thing I think that's come out of this is, people are connected again, people are talking again and needing each other, supporting each other, aware of each other.
Not only that, but willing to help.
Right. Absolutely. I think when, depending on how long this goes on, people worry about the small breweries and how long they can survive. What do you guys see is your future? How long can you keep doing what you're doing?
We're going to keep hustling. We're going to,
We're going to keep hustling. We're going to keep reinventing ourselves, whatever it takes to deliver our product to, our, growing follower base, customer base, our neighbors, patrons. We slowed down production right around the time that they started shutting down the city, but now I start ramping up again because we've experienced really good support from our community. People come in, people support us, people buy our beer, which is really, really heartwarming to us.
Yeah. Well, you guys make really good beer. What do you got there in front of you?
Appreciate it.
We got a couple, representatives. This is our genetic Mosaic IPA, 100% Mosaic hops.
Very nice and juicy, very balanced. We have whiskey barrel-aged barley wine, which comes in this beautiful small 32-ounce can. It's perfect for one. Just joking.
But this is actually an example of, before all of this, we weren't offering a lot of our more specialty beers in any sort of to-go option, only on draft. Yeah, and so it's funny because this is the first time we've been offering, for instance, barrel-aged barley wine. Any of our wine barrel-aged grisettes, kind of fancier stuff. So that's been cool. That's been fun.
And rumor has it we might be offering more specialty beers in 16-ounce cans.
Oh, that's the rumor, is it?
That's the rumor, yeah.
From confirmed source.
Yeah.
And then
you got a pumpernickel rye lager.
Yes, that's the pumpernickel rye lager that Sarah brewed with great folks at Gateway Brewing.
Karen Sheely,
a few weeks ago.
And Joel over at Gateway, we hooked up with it. So this was like the calm before the storm. This was just days before bars were shut down. But it was International Women's Day. I headed over to Gateway over on Gleason and 130, whatever. Yeah. And she and I, Karen and I, are in the Pink Boots Society together, which is an organization for women in the beer industry. And so we brewed this beer together. A lot of women in the society were brewing Pink Boots beers for the purpose of coming together and doing like a big festival, which happens every year, but obviously did not this year. So,
and that's a special hop blend, right? That's the ladies from Pink Boots.
Yeah. So although there's no event, we're just really happy to release the beer and donating a percentage of sales back to Pink Boots Society, which supports beer education for women.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I got to wrap it up, but it's been great talking to you and getting caught up with you.
Really nice to see you too.
You as well. I'm glad that, you know, we can talk to you and that you stay safe and healthy. And, you know, we wish this to everybody that will watch this, you know, stay healthy and buy local beer and support your local businesses.
Quick plug to virtual beer fest happening in a week or so. Stay home, drink beer, put on by the Oregon Brewers Guild. We're going to be participating in that. So it's a great way to support local craft beer.
Excellent. I was just talking to Tony Roberts about that today. I'll have a story coming out early next week about it. So people can go to OregonLive.com and find out about the virtual beer fest next week.
Nice. We're planning something good for it. So.
Glad to hear it. All right, guys. Well, I am planning on swinging by Threshold and picking up some beer here very soon. So hope to see you then.
Please do, but we also deliver. So
I'm not sure you come out as far as I am, but I'm happy to travel.
Come on.
We don't discriminate. We go everywhere we can these days.
Well, to a point.
All right.
Well,
guys,
thanks
take
so much
care.
for your time, Andrew.
Absolutely. Stay healthy and best of luck.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Bye.